So we got some trouble for the big guy, y'all. Trouble for our big, beefy, wet boy, Donald Cornelius Trump III. Apparently, Trump's net worth dropped by over $1 billion in a day as his social media company stock absolutely plummeted. Former President Trump saw his net worth plummet on Monday as his shares of his social media company tanked after a report showed that the platform lost $58 million in 2023. As a result, Forbes tracked Trump's net worth as dropping by 15.5% as he lost some $1 billion. So, by the way, I just want to take this moment to point out that the economy is fake. It's fake. Money's fake. Everything's made up. Because Truth Social was valued at, you ready for this? $5 billion like last week. Now, how the fuck can it be worth $5 billion when it lost $58 million in 2023? That makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense. But that's where we are. They say Trump Media, which trades under DJT, closed at $48.66 on Monday after sliding a massive 21.47%. The company's stock peaked last Tuesday at $79 as it first began to trade publicly. Since then, the company has lost some 35% in value. Fox Business's Charlie Gasparino explained earlier in the day why Trump Media is a bad bet for stock buyers. So anyway, we don't need to get into that, but you understand the gist of it. Trump just lost a tremendous amount of money. But now, this story gets even darker. So look at this. Trump sues his Truth Social partners after stock loses $4 billion in the first week of trading. So right off the bat, you should be thinking, well, why? Why are you suing your partners? Because the stock underperformed. I mean, the fundamentals of the company are fucking hideous. It's not their fault, or to the extent it is their fault, it's also your fault. So let's dive into it. Former President Trump was set to reap a multi-billion-dollar payday from the initial public offering of Trump Media and Technology Group, but now it looks like the stock could be worth a fraction of what it initially traded for by the time he can actually capitalize on it. The stock, trading as DJT on the NASDAQ, has already lost nearly $4 billion in value after its first week of trading, cheapening the value of Trump shares in the company. As a result of the stock's poor performance, Trump has personally lost $1 billion in estimated net worth as DJT continues to crater. This has resulted in Trump lashing out at his partners in the business venture, attempting to zero out their shares as punishment for allegedly setting up the company improperly. So in other words, everything turns to shit. And then Trump says, oh, you know those shares of the company that you guys own? I'm taking them. They're no longer yours. What? That's not a thing. Let's be clear. That's not a thing that's in the realm of what's possible. You can't just be mad at how it performs and say, these people who have a part of this company, now I declare they no longer have a part of this company. Because I don't know, I didn't like the way they rolled it out or whatever. That's what we call tough cookies, bitch. What are we talking about here? Okay, they continue. Bloomberg reported Tuesday that Trump sued Andy Litinsky and Wes Moss is an awesome name, in Florida state court in an attempt to have the court give him their combined 8.6% stake in TMTG, which is worth over $600 million. The former president alleges that Litinsky and Moss botched the establishment of the company's corporate governance structure and mishandled its merger with a special purpose acquisition company, SPAC, earlier this year, dubbed Digital World Acquisition. Moss and Litinsky failed spectacularly at every turn, the lawsuit alleges. They made a series of reckless and wasteful decisions at a critical time that caused significant damage to TMTG and a decline in the stock price of its merger partner. Guys, to the extent these guys are responsible for how poorly the stock is doing and how poorly the company is doing, Trump is equally as responsible. By his logic, if you could just unilaterally say you no longer own any more stock in this because I declare it, they could also do that to him. This makes no sense. Trump's lawsuit in Florida comes after Litinsky and Moss filed their own lawsuit against the former president in Delaware Chancery Court in February. The two investors accused Trump of orchestrating a scheme to drastically dilute the value of TMTG's shares in what they referred to as 11th hour pre-merger corporate maneuvering. While Trump initially had control of 90% of the company and had 78 million shares in the company, his business partners alleged that he tried to inflate the number of shares to 1 billion, which would have reduced their stake to less than 1% of the company. Linsky and Moss's company was promised 8.6% of this company, and sadly, its business partners are baselessly trying to renege. Attorney Christopher J. Clark told the Washington Post in February, "They feel like we made Truth Social for you. You get 90%, but some people just aren't happy with 90%. Damn. Trump's business partners alleged that the former president schemed to artificially create new shares to possibly then give to himself and his family members. Prior to going public last week, the S-PAC that facilitated TMTG's merger told the Securities and Exchange Commission that the pending litigation could negatively impact investor confidence and market perception. In other words, the stock will go down even more and he'll lose even more money. And he's not allowed to cash out on this for, I believe it's 60 days. So he needs this money. He needs it for all of his legal troubles and the fine for the fraud stuff that he did. Which, by the way, you absolute colossal morons who got in business with him. Did you think that everybody who warned you was lying? Did you think they just had an irrational hatred of Donald Trump because they're nefarious people? How much evidence did you need to know this is a terrible idea and it's going to end poorly? You're suing him. He's suing you. He's trying all these scammy-ass maneuvers, which probably are outright illegal in many instances. Why would you go into business with him in the first place? Okay, I get it. You're a Republican. You like tax cuts. You thought his rallies were fun. He's not ethical. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't give a fuck about agreeing to the terms of a legitimate business deal. Remember Trump University? Total scam university. You had to pay out millions of dollars because people said this is fraudulent. That's just one example. All the companies he had that went belly up. He had all Trump steaks, Trump vodka, all sorts of different shit that failed spectacularly. How many stories are there out there reported by the media of these people who did plumbing work for Trump at his casino or his hotel, who did electrician work for him, and then at the end he just stiffs him, doesn't pay him, walks away? How much more evidence did you need that this guy is an unethical, immoral, selfish, greedy narcissist who cares about nobody but himself? How much more evidence did you need? They overlooked all that. They said, I don't know, we like him, so we'll do business with him. And now, look what happened. Look at what happened. They continue here. According to Bloomberg, the fact that Trump filed a lawsuit in Florida rather than countersuing Linsky and Moss in Delaware angered Chancery Court Judge Sam Glasscock III. Sam Glasscock? Come on, man. Come on. Who may sanction Trump over the suit. Glasscock was reportedly gobsmacked at learning of the former president pursuing separate litigation outside of his courtroom. While the litigation between Trump and his business partners may have played a role in the nosedive of TMTG stock, the primary cause for DJT plummeting by $4 billion in value was a recent filing with regulators. The filing stated that TMTG needed the S-PAC funding to remain operational and that the company suffered $58 million in losses last year. In raw numbers, Truth Social remains far below its competitors in the social media world like Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, and TikTok. Truth Social is apparently not even counted among the top 100 apps on the Apple App Store. So, trouble in paradise. Now, by the way, the reason he's so desperate is because he needs the money. He needs the money. I should point out, there is an insurance company that did step up to the plate. There's a billionaire who said, you know what, we're going to give him the $175 million bond, which is now what he needs for the fraud case in New York. So that guy came through and saved the day, at least for now. So perhaps Trump needs the money a little less, although I think he still needs the money desperately. But the important point to make about that is now we got another billionaire who effectively owns Trump, bailing him out when he's in a jam. And then what's going to happen? Well, we all know. As soon as he's in office, he's taking that guy's phone call. He's going to do favors for that dude. And so, I mean, it really is like a national security threat even to have somebody who's this deep in debt and has this many problems, because then whoever comes in and bails his ass out, they really run the government. That's the bottom line. So more messy stuff going on, scammy stuff going on with Trump. Homie, he's nearly 80 years old. Right? Or is he actually 80 now? I don't know. He's around that. And you're still this much of a mess? It's really amazing. I bet he's going to lose even more with this stock because, look, Truth Social, it's just fake. Like, it's just fake. It ain't worth $5 billion. It ain't worth half that. Who are we kidding? If Truth Social is worth $5 billion, then the Kyle Kulinski show is worth like $10 billion. Okay? And I ain't worth $10 billion. So what are we really talking about here? What a mess. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.